Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye. Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtriki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We sang this song by Govindadasa Kaviraja Goswami, very famous song in Gaudiya Vaishnava literature. Bhajahure mana Srinanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange Taraho Ebhava Sindhure Sita Atapa Bata Barishana Yedina Jamini Jagire Vipala Shevun Krupana Durjana Chapala Sukha Labhalagire Yedhana Yauvana Putra Parijana Iteke Ache Parati Tire Kamala Dalajala Jivana Talamala Bhajahu Haripada Nitire Shavana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Sakijana Atmanivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilashare. This is the desire of Govinda Dasa. Govinda Dasa Abhilashare. What is his desire? Shavana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Sakijana Atmanivedana. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served weak and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is a desire and great longing of Govinda Dasa to engage himself in the 9 process of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord one's very self. 9 types of devotional service. We remembered this song because we are going to discuss about Maharaj Ambariṣa's story. In the past, some weeks ago, we discussed some important points from Srila Prabhupada's commentary on Ambariṣa's story as part 1, part 2 and part 3, I guess 3 parts. Now the entire story, real quickly, we will read. Ambariṣa Mahārāja is a personified like bhakti in one sense, because he is practicing all the limbs of bhakti. He is a great example of Navavidha bhakti. Even if one practices one limb of the bhakti, either Shravanam or Kirtanam, or Padasevanam, Smaranam, whatever it is, but one can achieve perfection. But Ambariṣa practiced all 9 forms of bhakti. Now we are going to discuss Ambariṣa Mahārāja story. Entire story, this is there in 2 chapters in 9th canto. That is, chapter 4 and chapter 5. Before we start Ambariṣa's story, the other day we discussed about Nabhaga story. Nabhaga is father of Ambarish. So before telling Ambariṣa's story, Shukadeva Goswami is telling Nabhaga story. Nabhaga's father is Nabhaga. Anyone knows who is the father of Nabhaga? Nobody knows. Nabhaga's father is Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu has 2 other names. Why he is called Vaivasvata Manu? He is called Vaivasvata Manu because he is the ruler of this Manvantara. Vaivasvata Manu. Manvantara's name is Vaivasvata Manvantara. So Manu is also called Vaivasvata Manu. But he has 2 other names. Anyone knows? Vivaswan's son, that is why he is also Vaivasvata Manu. That is fine. But he had 2 other names. Satyavrata. Some say Satyavrata is not the Satyavrata Mani who wrote Damodarashtakam. He is the king Satyavrata who Lord Matsya gave darshan and blessed him. So Satyavrata is the king of Dravida Desa. In the next, I would not say next life, in the same life, next part of his life, he will become the Manu. Satyavrata is one name. Shraddha Deva. Shraddha Deva is another name. Shraddha Deva, Satyavrata and Vaivasvata Manu. All 3 are same personalities. How many children he has? 10 boys and 1 girl. Who is that girl? Very important. Yes. Vaivasvata's daughter is Ila. From Ila only Chandravamsha comes. And of course man became female. We'll talk about that later. Ila. And his son is 10 sons. Most important one is Ikshvaku. Why is Ikshvaku famous? From him? Yeah, from him the solar dynasty comes. And Lord Rama is taken. But so Vaivasvata Manu has both families coming from him. Solar dynasty and lunar dynasty. Very brothers. Very good. Nabhaga and Ikshvaku are brothers. He has some other children also. But these 10 are known for their rulers, their Kshatriyas. Yeah. But Bhagavatam talks about these 10 people only. But some other places there are few other people also there. That are not important. And some Brahmanas were also there, but they were not mentioned with names. And some other people are there. It's told somewhere that they fought with each other and they vanished. But these 10 boys, good boys, Nabhaga is one of them. Shri Shukavacha, Nabhago Nabhagapatyam Yamtvam Bharata Kavim Yavishtam Vyabhajan Dhayam Brahmacharina Magatam. This son of Nabhaga is called Nabhaga. His long time he was with Gurukula, and everybody generally they come back from Gurukula after some time. He didn't come. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was learning all the 4 Vedas. To learn one Veda itself will take like 12-13 years, something like that. We have Chaturvedis, when they learn all 4 Vedas, like it will be long time. He was learning and he came very late back home. Then they thought that this person became Naishtiki Brahmachari. That means after Brahmacharya, he will not take Grahastha Ashram. He will continue to become a celibate. So they took all the property. Brothers thought he is not coming, let's divide among ourselves. Finally came back from Gurukula. And brothers are all got married and then he's asking, what about my property? Where should I live? What I should do? Then they told, We don't have anything to give you. Only one thing is there. We have our father. You take father. They told. And he went to the father. Father said, Bhrataro bhakta kim mahyam bhajama pitaram tava tvam mamaryas tatha vangshuhu ma putraka tadahrita. My dear brothers, why have you given to me as my share of your father's property? His elder brothers answered, we have kept our father as your share. But when Nabhaga went to his father and said, my dear father, my elder brothers have given you as my share of property. The father replied, my dear son, do not rely upon their cheating words. I am not your property. Thank you to Rohit Prabhu. He generated all these pictures using AI, and he actually delivered AI by teaching Krishna consciousness. Yeah. And it's so difficult. Yeah. Ime Angīraṣa satram āsatedhya sumedhasaha shashtam sattam upetyaha kave muhyanti karmani. Nabhaga's father said, all the descendants of Angīra, they are called Angīraṣas, now going to perform a great sacrifice. But although they are very intelligent, on every sixth day, they will be bewildered in performing sacrifice and will make mistakes in their daily duties. Some two mantras they weren't able to pronounce properly, or they will not remember, they will get bewildered. He says that, I will tell you those two mantras. You go to them. And when the sacrifice is happening, you tell them these two mantras, they will be happy with you. When they are happy with you, they will have so much property. Like whatever is left in the yajna, they will give. Because after performing the yajna, they will go back to higher planets. Then whatever is left is yours. That will be a lot. You go. He is telling you. Yeah. Tam svam samshaya sukte dve vaishvadeve mahatmanaha te svaryanto dhanam satra parisheshitamatmanaha dasyanti te thattanarcha tadhasa kritavan yadha tasmai dattvaya yusvargam te satra parisheshanam. Go to those great souls and describe two Vedic hymns pertaining to Vaishvadeva. When the great sages have completed the sacrifice and are going to the heavenly planets, they will give you the remnants of the money they have received from the sacrifice. Therefore, go there immediately. Thus Nabhaga acted exactly according to the advice of his father. And the great sage of the Angīra dynasty gave him all their wealth, and they went to the heavenly planets. They performed, they went, he got all the money. While he was collecting all the money, tam kaschit svikarishyantam purusha Kṛṣṇa darshanaha uvachottarato abhyetya mamedam vastukam vasu. One black man came and he is telling him, this entire area belongs to me. So this money is in my area. So this also belongs to me. He told him that who is that person? Lord Shiva came in disguise. Because which direction Lord Shiva owns? Ishana is called. Yeah, Ishana. So they were performing somewhere in the Ishana, northeast direction. So he says, I am the head. This everything belongs to me. Mamedam rishibir dattam iti tarhisma manavaha syannaute pitari prashnaha prishtavan pitaram yatha. No. My father told me to go here and get the remnants from the sages. The great sages gave me this money. It is mine. No, he is saying, if you want, you can go and ask your father. Let us go to your father and ask him to settle our dispute. So then Nabhaga goes back to his father. Yajñavastu gatam sarvam uchishtam rishaya kvachit chakrurhi bhagam rudraya sadeva sarvamarhati. Then they were saying, yes. Everything belongs to Lord Shiva only. Because after Dakshayagna, everything is offered to him as his share. So it all belongs to Lord Shiva. Who tells? Nabhaga tells to whom? Nabhaga, his son. Nabhagastam pranamyaha thavesha kila vastukam ityaha me pita brahman chirasa tvam prasadaye. My father told, it is yours, you please take everything. Then Shiva was very happy. This boy was very honest. And then he's telling him, see what Lord Shiva tells him. Yatte pitavadat dharmam tvam cha satyam prabhashashe dadamite mantra drisho jnanam brahma sanatanam. He says, your father is great dharmic person. He spoke dharma. And you are a great person also because you speak truth. So not only this money, I will also give you mantra. The transcendental knowledge, Jnanam Brahma Sanatanam, I will give you the knowledge by which you can attain the Supreme Lord. So that knowledge I will give you, Lord Shiva is telling. Grihana Dravinam Dattam Matsatra Parisheshitam Ityuktavantarhito Rudro Bhagavan Dharmavatsala. Lord Shiva told, now you take all the wealth remaining from the sacrifice, for I give it to you. After saying this, Lord Shiva, who is most adherent to the religious principles, disappeared from that place. Lord Shiva is called here Bhagavan and Dharmavatsala. He is very happy if somebody is practicing Dharma. And don't forget, when we talk about Durvasa, everybody says that Durvasa is a very bad person. Durvasa is a mystic yogi. Durvasa is a non-devotee. Durvasa is this thing. But Durvasa is Lord Shiva himself. Not even Amsha. Some are saying he is Lord Shiva himself. Yeah. Anyway, we are talking about Durvasa. Who is the father of Durvasa? Huh? Anasuya is mother. I am asking father. Atri Muni. So how many sons Atri Muni had? 3 sons. Who are the 3 sons? Dattatreya, Soma, Durvasa. Dattatreya is born as an Amsha of Lord Viṣṇu. That is why he is there in Bhagavatam. Like when Vishnu's avatars are told. Soma is an avatar of Brahma. And Durvasa is the avatar of Lord Shiva. Yeah. So Bhagavan Dharmavatsalaha. He does everything. He tests devotees sometimes. So Madhvacharya and some of the acharyas are saying that. In fact, Prabhupada also says this. He quotes the verses, but he wouldn't give translation. I saw that a few times. Prabhupada gives some things in his purport and he will not give. If you go back to the last purport, we'll see that. In that he quotes that. But in the entire, all his purports, if you see, he will say Durvasa is a mystic yogi. Durvasa is like, not a devotee like that. Yes, he is acting in that position like that. And also some say he had a curse, so he had to do like that. And ultimately, Supreme Lord, he is only Lord Shiva. He wanted to glorify his devotee, Ambariṣa Mahārāja. So that way also we can understand that devotee is greater than yogi, jnani, karmi, and all kinds of other transcendentalists. Yadetat samsmaret prataha sayamcha susamahitaha kavir bhavati mantragno gatim chaiva tadhatmana. Anybody who remembers this Nabhaga story, then that person, either in the morning or evening, whoever remembers, he will become kavi, he will become vidwan, he will become a knowledgeable person, he will become mantragya, he will be able to understand the meanings of the mantras. Gatim chaiva tathatmanaha. He will also get atmagati. He will also get come back to Godhead. So that is it's very short story, but this thing is there. Why this story is told? Because Ambarīṣa's father. Ambarīṣa's father is also great. Ambarīṣa's entire lineage, they are very great people. And later is told his wife is also equally good. And towards the end also, somewhere in the middle it is told that, or towards the end it is told, their children also as good as Ambariṣa. Nabhagad Ambariṣo Bhut Mahabhagavata Kriti Naspurshad Brahma Shapopi Yamna Pratihata Kvachit. From Nabhaga, Maharaja Ambariṣa took birth. Maharaja Ambariṣa was an exalted devotee, celebrated for his great merits. Although he was cursed by an infallible Brahmana, The curse could not touch him. In fact, he didn't want to tell the whole story. Briefly, this is what Shukadeva Goswami tells. But Parikshit Maharaj wanted to hear. He questions. Shri Rajo Vacha. Bhagavan Shrotum Ichchami Rajarsher Tasya Dhimataha Na Prabhut Yatra Nirmukto Brahmadando Duratyaya. Actually, if you see that, there is nobody, there is no one who could not retaliate Brahmana Shapa. Everybody, even the great Yadus, were destroyed because of Brahma Shapa. And we see so many other stories in scriptures. The only person is Ambariṣa. So, Parikshit Maharaj thought, how come, even though he received curse from the Brahmana, how he was not punished? How could he overcome that which is insurmountable? So, Duratyaha, he says that it's very difficult. How did it happen? Then he says the story of Ambarish Maharaj. It begins here. We discussed all this in the past, so I'll go very fast here. Srishuka Uvacha, Ambarīṣa Mahārāja. He is a great, most fortunate personality. Why is he called most fortunate? Anybody? Why Ambariṣa is called most fortunate? Why?
Because he was devotee of Kṛṣṇa and he was doing all the responsibility apart from that doing his bhakti also.
Okay, very good. He is Mahabhagavata devotee and is doing Navavidha Bhakti, and also he is also as king, he is executing his duties very nicely. Yeah. Supreme Lord is so pleased with him that he gave his Sudarshana Chakra. You take this for you. So he is very fortunate. Ambariṣa Mahārāja. Saptadvipavatim Patim. So he achieved the rule of the entire world consisting of the 7 dvipas. Then he got so much Shriyam, so much opulence. Vibhavam Chatulam Bhuvi. He also got great opulence, as well as he also got glory. Even then, he felt all these things are insignificant. He got so much riches, so much kingdom. He was ruling the entire Bhumandala, but still felt this is all this thing. Very Sarvam Tat Swapna Samstutam. All is like a dream, he thought. And then he didn't care for them. The king knew that any non-devotee who attains such opulence merges increasingly into material nature's mode of darkness. Vidwan Vibhava Nirvanam Tamo Vishati Yat Puma. Anybody who gets this thing, they'll fall down. Vasudeve Bhagavati Tad Bhakteshu Cha Sadhushu Prapto Bhavam Param Vishwam Yenedam Loshravasmutam. Sukadeva Goswami is making a statement. Maharaja Ambariṣa was a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva and of the saintly persons who are the Lord's devotees. Because of this devotion, he thought of the entire universe as being as insignificant as a piece of stone. Parikshit Maharaj also, when the time came, when he was cursed by the Brahmana, he gave up his kingdom. He took a momentarily a decision. Similarly, Ambariṣa also, he never cared for his kingdom, for his opulence, because he is a devotee of Lord. He thought all these things are as insignificant as lostra, stone. And this is the famous one. Savai mana Kṛṣṇa padara vindayo vacham sivai kuntha gunanu varnani karau harer mandira marjanadishu Shrutim Chakara Chuta Sat Kathodayi Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drishau Tadbrutya Gatra Sparshenga Sangamam Granam Chatatpada Saroja Saurabhe Srimatulasya Rasanam Tadarpite Padau Hare Kshetra Padanusarpane Siro Rushikesha Padabhivimdani. Kamam cha dasye natu kama kamyaya yathotama shloka janashrayarati. Mind, with his mind is always remembering Krishna, smaranam. And with words always glorifying the qualities of Lord Vaikunta. That is Kirtanam. Karau Harer Mandira Marjanadishu. His with hands is always cleaning the temple. Shrutim Chakarachyuta Satkhatodhaye. With ears always hearing the Supreme Lord's glories. Shravanam. Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane. Always taking darshana of the Lord. And Tadbrutya Gatra Sparshe Anga Sangamam means his body is always in offering dandavats to devotees and also embracing them and doing services for the devotees, physical service. Granam cha tatpada saroja saurabe, and his nose receiving the smell of the fragrant flowers or chandana offered to the lords. And his tongue, Srimat Tulasya Rasanam Tadarpate, and his tongue, which they are tasting the tulasi leaves, is tasted, offered to the Lord. Padav Hare Kshetra Padanu Sarpane, and with his legs he was going to the holy places. That means by walk, not by chariot. Siro Hrishikesa Padabhivindane, offering repeated obeisances, Vandana. Like this, he had no other desire. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. Kamam cha dasye natu kama kamyaye yathottama shloka janashrayarati. This also we discussed. Evam sadakarma kalapamatmanaha paredhi yajñe bhagavatya dhokshaje sarvatma bhavam vidadhan mahimimam tannishta viprahita shashasaha. In performing his prescribed duties as king, Maharaja Ambariṣa always offered the results of his royal activities to the Supreme Personality of God, Kṛṣṇa, who is the enjoyer of everything and is beyond the perception of material senses. He certainly took advice from Brahmanas, who were faithful devotees of the Lord, and thus he ruled the planet Earth without difficulty. We discussed elaborately this thing. And then he performed many Ashwamedha Yajñas on the bank of Saraswati. Many Ashwamedha Yajñas he performed. Ijesvamedhair adhyajñamishwaram mahavibhutyo pachitanga dakshinai taitair vasishthasita gautamadibihi dhanvanyabhishrotu masau saraswati. On the bank of Saraswati, in the deserted place, that is, I think, the Rajasthan and other places, there he performed Ashwamedha Yagas and worshipped the Supreme Lord. And then also he gave great dakshina to the priests. Who are the priests? Vasistha, Asita, Gautama and other great sages. So why did he perform Ashwamedha Yajñas? He is a devotee, he can simply do Shravanam Kirtanam. He was already doing, he is engaging all his senses like that, but we discussed in the part. Why is he doing? Loka Sangraha. That is for the benefit of the people or to set an example, because a king is supposed to do and worship the Supreme Lord like that. So he is doing all this. Prabhupada anyway says that in Kali Yuga all that is not possible. That is not in Kali Yuga. So don't think that I will also do Ashwamedha. Ambarish Maharaj did 9 types of bhakti and he did this thing also, I will also do. Yeah. Yasya kratushu girvanai sadasya ritvijojana tulya rupaschanimisha Vyadrushyanta suvasasaha. In that sacrifice arranged by Maharaja Ambariṣa, all the priests, Hota, Udghata, Brahma and Adhvari. What are the names? These 4 names of the priests. Why with 4 names? Anyone knows?
One is like Udghata.
They are reciting 4 Vedas. The 4 priests reciting the 4 Vedas. In fact, if you want to see any ceremony like that, whenever any ceremony happens, they will say, now the Rigveda is being sung. Some mantras from Rigveda is told. Then Yajurveda. And then Samaveda, Atharvaveda. When it comes to Yajurveda again, they will say Shukla Yajurveda or Kṛṣṇa Yajurveda. If you go to, we went to one festival, Ratha Saptami. On that day, they were reciting like this in Yadadri. Like that each of them has a name. Here, everybody look like the Devatas. Yeah. And the yajnas were properly performed like this. It is told that Swargo na prathito yasya manujair amara priyaha. The people of his country, they don't even want Swarga. That means not only the king, even all his citizens, they are devotees of the Lord. They do not want to go to heavenly planets. Shunvadbir upagayatbihi uttama shloka chestitam. They were always singing the glories of the Supreme Lord just like their king. He was always singing, they were always singing. He didn't want to go to heavenly planets. They don't want to go to heavenly planets. It's called Amara Priyaha. Even the Devatas, they love these people because Devatas always want the heavenly planets, but they find somebody they don't care about heaven. They really love those people. Amara Priya. It is told. Samvardhayanti yat kamaha swarajya paribhavitaha durlabhanapi siddhanam mukundam hridi pashyataha. As he telling the story of Ambariṣa, and Shukadeva Goswami is making statements in between about how a pure devotee is there, looking at Parikshit Maharaj. And Parikshit Maharaj is also as good devotee as Ambarish Maharaj. And then looking at him, he keeps saying these things. Those who are saturated with the transcendental happiness of rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead are uninterested even in the achievements of great mystics. For such achievements do not enhance the transcendental bliss felt by a devotee who always thinks of Kṛṣṇa within the core of his heart. In fact, he was just telling this to Maharaj Parikshit, and he means he is that kind of a person. Yeah. Saittam bhakti yogena tapo yuktena parthivaha swadharmena harim prinan sarvan kaman shanarjaho. This way he was performing his duties, devotional service, parodharma as well as swadharma, his royal duties very nicely. And tapo yuktena parthivaha. See this. Sa ittam bhakti yogena tapo yuktena parthivaha. He is doing bhakti yoga along with tapaha, austerity. Why tapasa? Why tapasya? We also discussed this. But tapasya purifies even the great souls. Bhagavad Gita says that. Pavanani, yajño danas tapaschaivam pavanani manishinaha. This tapasya is not like Ravana's tapasya. This is a devotional austerity. Yeah. And we take tapo divyam putraka ayena sattvam. That is the instruction of Rishabhdeva to his children. So, if you are doing devotional service and chanting your rounds and not doing any austerity, some austerity we should do, either fasting, definitely getting up in the morning, or doing something which is a little difficult for the body. If we are not doing, we are in our comfort zone, we will not get the same this thing. See, he was a king. He was going by walk to the holy places. And he was also cleaning the temple personally, like this. Swadharmena harim prinan sarvan kaman shanayjaho. He said, Swadharmena harim prinan. Doing his swadharma for pleasing the Supreme Lord. Samsiddhim haritoshanam. Sarvan kaman shanayjaho. Shanai. Anybody knows the meaning of Shanai? Slowly, gradually. He just gave up. Nowadays we see people, they join ISKCON. They say they give up everything as soon as they hold the chanting bag. And they'll say, I gave up everything, Prabhu. And they'll say like, you are not going home? Yeah, they're all materialistic people. So I gave up my family. Yeah, my mother is not a devotee. And other people are not devotee like that. But it is so gradually. He gave up all material desires. Yeah, he was doing this thing, but the important point is gradually. So if somebody is just giving up swadharma like that, you almost always think that that person is a mithyachara. He is going to definitely fall down. Griheshu dareshu suteshu bandhushu vipottamasyandana akshayyaratnabharanambaradishu anantakosheshvakaroda sanmatim. So he felt everything, all these things he has are temporary. Like, he gave up his home, not interested in that. Not interested in wives, not interested in children. Prabhupada says that sometimes, like it's there in the Vedic culture, especially very strong. People are so attached to their sons. oh, I have a son. And like he had no attachment to them. Bandhushu, relatives. And then he was not only this thing, sometimes people are attached to their gadgets and their cars and other things. No attachment to chariots, horses, elephants and everything, jewels, ornaments, garments, treasury, to all of them, regarding them as asanmatim. They are temporary and material, not worth it. Everything he had no attachment. He is compared to like one more king was told exactly with all these things. Anyone remembers who that king in Bhagavatam is? 5th canto. Bharat Maharaj, Priyavrata. Yeah, Priyavrata was told that he has no attachment to his wife. But I don't remember any story in Rantideva if they said that he has no attachment to wife and children. Yeah, Prabhupada says that even many devotees are there, they have attachment to Kṛṣṇa also, they have attachment to wife and children also. Both are there, they'll practice like that, but Kṛṣṇa will make sure that he'll create some arrangements that eventually they'll give up attachment for wife and children. So it comes. He says that it looks like that, but Kṛṣṇa will ensure that it is there. And in another place, he says about himself also that how Kṛṣṇa arranged various situations for him in his life. Tasmādādhariṣķakram pratyanika bhayāvaham ekānta bhakti bhāvena prīkto bhaktābhirakshanam. So he gave, the Supreme Lord was so pleased, Ambariṣa. It is told in Ramanuja's story that Lord gave something to Ramanujacharya. What he gave? Anyone knows? In the story they say that something the Lord of Vaikuntha offered to Ramanuja. He gave Vaikuntha to him. He says, Vaikuntha is yours, whoever you want to bring. Otherwise, like, they have no place. Like that. Here, he said, you take my chakra. Lord didn't know what to give it to him. He said, you keep it with you. So, in the sense that he always engaged his chakra in the service of Ambariṣa. He gave Sudarshan chakra. Ariradhaishu Kṛṣṇam Mahishya Tulyaṣīlaya Yukta Samvatsaram Viro Dadhara Dvādaśī-vratam. Actual story starts here. So I'll tell the verses, you repeat after me. Ariradhaishu Kṛṣṇam Mahishya Tulyaṣīlaya Yukta Samvatsaram Viro Dadhara Dvādaśī-vratam. He wanted to do a special worship of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Of course, Ekādaśī was doing. Dvādaśī-vratam means Ekādaśī-vratam. Anyone remembers when we think that Ekādaśī-vrata means, what exactly is Ekādaśī-vrata? Fasting on Ekādaśī. But there is something more to it. It is told that in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa and scriptures, first Ekādaśī-vrata is nirjal. It's not like whatever we eat nowadays. People take breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm also one of them. And then we feel that we are fasting. And some people will laugh at us. What is this fasting? These people are actually taking more calories food. They're only not taking grains. We just got hold of this only one thing, that no grains. That's all. But then that's not. Traditionally, fasting means it starts on the day of Dashami. Dashami night, you should not eat anything. And you fast Nirjala entire Ekādaśī also. And Dvādaśī day, only one meal people take, that too during the Parana time. Ekādaśī night, no sleeping. Yeah, and then all night chanting. There is only one place in India that happens. Anyone knows where is that place? No. Pandharpur. Pandharpur, I have seen this. People don't sleep all night Ekādaśī. They will be singing such sweet songs. And it is like that. They fast like that. They do Dvādaśī Parana and they go. Yeah. Here, Udupi also they do. Udupi, all the matas, they do Ekādaśī-vrata. But I'm not sure whether the temple is open all the time. There is something more interesting about Udupi temple, because you brought, I'll tell. They started doing one new festival in their temple. Anyone know what that festival is? Tulsi carrying? No, that is not it. new festival, doing worship of Tulsi is there. They knew something new they're doing in their all the matas, and especially in the temple of Udupi. They're celebrating Prabhupada's appearance day. Yeah, inside the temple, day after Janmashtami. They're doing that. Yeah. Anyway, so to worship, special worship Kṛṣṇa,
Something else on that day or there?
they have anyway celebration of Krishna's this thing. On especially now they have introduced worshipping Prabhupada inside the temple. They allow devotees do everything, but inside the temple. Yeah. When the Lord is watching this thing.
How come the news is not going on?
Huh?
Why we don't know it till now?
It's known. Yeah. It is introduced by Pejawar Swami and he left his body. But even after he left also, we thought it will stop. Pejawar Swami introduced many things. Yeah. But some of them they have not carried. But this one particular thing, the next mata who is doing the pariyaya, their pariyaya now, you all know, right? In Udupi, every mata will have two years of service. So like that, 16 years. Your turn will come after 14 years again. So next people who came pariyaya also, they are also continuing this tradition. So I hope it has become now permanent. Anyway, we'll go back from Udupi to Vrindavan. Ambarish Maharaj went to Vrindavan. He said, see that many times it is told that Sukadeva Goswami did not say Radha's name. He is telling here, Ambarīṣa Kṛṣṇam. Radha is there. Yeah. When people say, no, he didn't say Radha, and Radha is not, there is an article I have read. Radha is not there in Bhagavatam. Only a fool can come to such conclusion. Like, no, Radha is not there in Bhagavatam. It's there in multiple places. Another place in the second canto, if I remember, he says, Radhasa. The Lord is worshipped along with Radha. Radhasa. Radhasa also means along with his effulgence. But his meaning is Radha and Kṛṣṇa. Here also same thing. Ambarīṣa Kṛṣṇam. And where did he go? He went to Vrindavan. It is told later that he went to Madhava, especially one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan.
We here to worship Lord Viṣṇu, Maharaja Ambariṣa along with his queen. So that means here Arirada means the Ambariṣa's wife. That was the meaning.
Mahishya Tulya Silaya. Mahisha, Patta Mahishi we say, right? Along with his wife. Arirādhaishu means to worship. To do Aradhana. Radha is there in Aradhana. See, he could have used so many other words. Why only Aradhana? There are so many synonyms are there. He meant to worship Radha and Kṛṣṇa. Very clear. That is that. Mahishya Tulya Silaya means his wife is queen who is equally good. Yeah. 1 year. So he wanted to stay in Vrindavan for 1 year and fasting on Ekādaśī and all night is this thing and then do the Dvādaśī-vrata. So you should not put the big palaces in the pictures because it is in Vrindavan. This whole thing is done. Yeah, you put that. Vratante Kartike Masi Triratram Samuposhitah Snatak Kadachit Kalindyam Harim Madhuvanerchayat. It is clearly told he is taking bath in Yamuna. Okay. And when the 1 full year he did right, from Kartik Mas is over, from that Kartik, when the Kartik Purnami ends, that means when Chaturmasya is over, he came here, and then entire Kartik Mas, entire 1 year he is there, ending with Kartik. In the Kartik Mas, whatever Ekādaśī comes, what Ekādaśī is that? Utthana Ekādaśī. On the day of Utthana Ekādaśī, he was taking bath and then he was about to end this thing. After observing a fast for 3 nights. What were these 3 nights? Probably I was thinking that Dvādaśī Thidi came on the 3rd day, so that he fasted on Dashami night, he fasted on Ekādaśī night. Next morning also, Ekādaśī only is there for sunrise, and it's kind of a that's kind of a Dvādaśī is called Unmīlani Dvādaśī. That's how the 3 nights fast will come. Otherwise, you have to break the fast on Dvādaśī, definitely. Yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah. This is what it is. And also, we also see that towards the end of Kartik, towards the end of Kartik. Last 5 days are Bhishma Panchaka. He must also be performing something like that. But anyway, 3 nights he observed fast and is worshipping Supreme Lord Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa along with Radharani in Madhavana. One more person went to Madhavana. Dhruva Maharaj. How many months Dhruva Maharaj performed tapasya? 6 months. Here 12 months. Both of them. This thing looks like Madhavana is a special place. Like no. When brahmachari is 6 months and grasthas 12 months, you get Lord's mercy. So he did this. After completing, everything is over. Mahabhisheka vidhina sarvopaskara sampada abhishishyambara kalpai gandhamalyarhanadibihi tadgatantara bhavena pujayamasa keshavam brahmanamsha mahabhagan siddhardhanapi bhaktidaha. Following the regulative principles of Abhisheka, Maharaja Ambariṣa performed the bathing ceremony for the deity of Lord Kṛṣṇa with all paraphernalia. And then he dressed the deity with the fine clothing, ornaments, fragrant, flower garlands and other paraphernalia for worship of the Lord. With great attention and devotion, he worshipped Kṛṣṇa and all the greatly fortunate Brahmanas who were free from material desires. He worshipped Lord Kṛṣṇa, Radharani and all the Brahmanas who were there. That means who are the Brahmanas in Vrindavan? They are all, devotees, Vaishnavas. They are there, worship the devotees. And then he is giving, see this very nice pictures. In fact, he really taught AI how to do something good. Yeah. Gavam rukma vishaninam rupyanghrinam suvasasam payashilavayo rupa vatsopaskara sampadam prahinot sadhu viprebhyo griheshu nirbhudhani shat bhojayitva dvijanagre swadannam gunavattamam labdhakamairanugyataha paranayopachacrame tasya tarhyati dissakshat durvasa bhagavan abhut. Thereafter, Maharaja Ambariṣa satisfied all the guests who arrived at his house, especially the Brahmanas. He gave in charity 60 crores of cows whose horns were covered with gold plate and whose hooves were covered with silver plate. All the cows were well decorated with garments and had full milk bags. They were mild-natured, young and beautiful and were accompanied by their calves. After giving these cows, the king first sumptuously fed all the Brahmanas, and when they were fully satisfied, he was about to observe the end of Ekādaśī with their permission by breaking the fast. Exactly at that time, however, Durvasa Muni, the great and powerful mystic, appeared on the scene as an uninvited guest. He was serving prasadam actually. When they came, he served, completed. See, sometimes we know when we invite somebody for prasadam, should we give them gifts first or prasadam first? What is the story saying? First he gave the gifts first. But because those gifts have to be given, the courtyard, not inside the house. No? Cows were given like that. But the gifts that we have to give, like clothes and all, generally we give afterwards, after giving prasadam and do this thing, because it's cows. Tamanarchati dimbhupaha pratyuttanasanarhanai yayache abhyavaharaya padamulamupagataha. Welcome. And give them the seat and other paraphernalia for worship, like argyam. What is that paraphernalia generally? Argyam, padyam, asanam, achamanam, asanam, argyam, padyam. Other things are okay after chandan, garland and this thing. This is how one should welcome. So he welcomed like that Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni, I was telling that, who is his father? Atri Muni. Who is Atri Muni's father?
Brahma.
Atri Muni's father, Brahma. Who is Atri's father? Huh? Atri is Brahma's son. Okay, Atri is Brahma's son. Atri is Brahma's son, and we know Brahma, Chaturmukh Brahma. When we say Brahma is Chaturmukh Brahma. Durvasa is welcomed here. One other point about Durvasa is that though as far as this story is concerned, we take Durvasa as a mystic yogi, impersonalist, not exactly a devotee, but please don't take it to heart. There is a lesson to be taught here. If you think that he is some ordinary jiva, then his story is discussed everywhere in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, in Bhagavatam, everywhere. It's not like that. Yeah. So this is Lord Shiva or Avatara of Lord Shiva. For a particular purpose, he behaved like that. In fact, many times he curses. We see that. I heard story, I don't know whether it's true or not. He cursed Rukmini, and sometimes he cursed his wife also, Durvasa, and he cursed so many other people. Anybody remember anyone else Durvasa cursed? Kunti was also afraid of his curse. Huh?
Pandava? No.
Brahma he cursed. Shakuntala he cursed. Her husband, Dushyanta forgets like that. Anyway, so he's known, is generally angry old man, and he keeps cursing. Yeah. And sometimes there was a discussion that who is the best wife in the Vedic times. People told different names. Someone said that Durvasa's wife, because he's always angry man like this, and then we should give her. They don't even know. They just told like that. Yeah. Yeah, yes, his wife also, yeah. And I also heard that he cursed his wife also in one instance, yeah. So now this thing. So he is equal to everybody. Some other thing. No, this thing, yeah. Pratinandya satam yachnam kartum avasyakam gataha nimamajya bruhadhayan Nimamajya bruhadhyayan Kalindi salile shubhe. So he came, he said, okay, looks like that fast breaking that day was little late actually. Yeah, time. He said, I have to go take bath now. So he was also fasting Ekādaśī, and he was also doing the Dvādaśī-vrata, but he was traveling. Normally Ekādaśī day, they wouldn't travel. Like generally disorder, the Ekādaśī day, they'll stay in one place. Where is he? Maybe some part of Vrindavan. He just came to take prasad because he was hungry. He came. So he said, I have to go to Yamuna. I have to do the morning rites. Some are saying that exactly they are not morning rites. Probably they are afternoon rite, Madhyahanika. In some commentaries it is told that means like I have to do. So maybe the fast breaking time was also late. Yeah. Muhurtardhavashisthayam Dvādaśyam paranam prati Chintayamasa dharmagno Vijayita dharma sankate. Only half a muhurta is left. How many minutes is a muhurta? 48 minutes. When we say Brahma Muhurta, 48 minutes. Yeah. How many minutes is a muhurta? 48 minutes. So how many muhurtas in a day are possible? 30 muhurtas. Yeah. But sometimes it is also told Brahma Muhurta is 48 minutes. It's before sunrise it starts, ends at sunrise. That is Brahma Muhurta. Not like 48 minutes before sunrise and 48 minutes after sunrise, because Muhurta itself is 48 minutes, not 24 and 24. Brahma Muhurta is that 48 minutes before sunrise it starts, with sunrise it ends. Yeah. So only half is left. Means how many minutes? 24 minutes is left. Like no, very small time. Then he has to do the parana and complete actually. Then he was thinking, dharmagnaha. He knows dharma, he is thinking. Then that is dharma sankata. When we say dharma sankata, what is dharma sankata exactly?
Unknown about what is truth or what is right.
What is right or what is
When you choose between right and right.
yes, when you have to choose between right and wrong, very simple. You have to do the right, don't do the wrong. When you have to choose between right and right, that is dharma sankata. Yeah. So he has to, guest came, we have to give prasad to him, that is also right. And we have to break the fast, because that fast is actually doing this whole vrata from last 1 year. He did Nirjal, and like no, he was then Vrindavan. He is now complete and probably has to go back. So he was thinking like that, what to do. Then he consulted Brahmanas. Finally, who told him that he should take only water? Who told him? Anybody knows? Huh? Brahmanas didn't tell. Brahmanas couldn't tell. He only did that because Prabhupada says that in the purport very clearly. Yeah. Brahmanatikrame dosho Dvādaśī-vrata Yat krutva sadhu me bhuya Adharmo va namam sprushet Ambasa kevalenatha Kṛṣṇa paranam Ahur abhakshanam vipra Yasitam nasitam chatat. The king said, to transgress the laws of respectful behavior toward the Brahmana is certainly a great offense. On the other hand, if one does not observe the breaking of the fast within the time of Dvādaśī, there is a flaw in one's observance of the vow. Therefore, Vipra, O Brahmanas, if you think that it will be auspicious and not irreligious, I shall break the fast by drinking water. So he himself said, in this way, after consulting with the Brahmanas, the king reached this decision. For according to a Brahminical opinion, drinking water may be accepted as eating and also as not eating. In fact, there is a Veda Pramana. Any Pramana we show from Vedas, that is the topmost. So Veda says, the quote is also given by Sridhar Swami and many other acharyas repeated that you can take, when you are fasting, if you take water, it's like breaking or not breaking, both. Yeah. So that's why even on Nirjala, we take water to break, but it's actually not breaking in that sense. So they'll have to take something in the water. Yeah. Yeah. Lemon juice or some sugar cane, whatever, jaggery, something. So that is what it is. One has to take, then only it is. So why the Brahmanas, why they did not tell him? They didn't tell. Finally he only told, can I do like this? They didn't say. Why they didn't say? They are afraid also that this Durvasa might curse such a nice king Ambarish. Prabhupada says that these Brahmanas didn't know. Yeah, but that is Vrindavan. We also have Brahmanas who are Vaishnavas. So they also didn't say anything to him because they didn't want to agitate this person, Durvasa. Yeah, at the same time he has to complete this vrata also. Now he is drinking water. Yes. So you have a question first.
So recently spoke to somebody 1-2 years ago. They were telling that the Ekādaśī-vrata is also Sakama and Nishkama. For Nishkama Ekādaśī-vrata Parana, you don't have to follow the parentine rules. So in today's time-place circumstances, if we have somebody to give us that information, how come Brahmanas in those days didn't know that, or Ambarīṣa was so humble that he considered himself doing Ekādaśī Sakama, or how do you understand?
Ambarīṣa is first of all not a Sakama devotee. There are three types of devotees: Swanishtita, Paranishtita, Nirapeksha. I told, anybody remembers what are these 3 types of devotees? Who is Swanishtita? More Swadharma, less Parodharma. Only chanting 16 rounds and doing my job and whatever. Parodharma is more bhakti, little, something, like not exactly, part-time job you can say, something. According to, of course, Varnashram. Nirapeksha is nothing else, no family, no job, no nothing, just like always in devotion. Yeah. So he is a Paranishtita devotee, but he is doing his Swadharma to set an example. Loka Sangraha is doing all that. So here her question is that why the Brahmanas, actually Brahmanas were, they know what is going to happen. So they didn't want to tell, and like if he says that you take, he has to take. If he takes, he might be afraid. So they didn't want to.
So they would have told,
No.
don't take, no.
Don't take is also transgressing the scripture, no? Brahmanas cannot tell to transgress the scripture. Yeah.
For a devotee who is not chanting for any result, he does not have to say.
Even that also we do not have pramana. Somebody said that if you can take you can take parana, you can break any time for a nirapeksha or for a paranishtita devotee, it's not a problem. No, generally Dvādaśī parana, these applicable for everybody. Everyone does that. Yeah, Prabhupada was also doing it. Parana on time. That's why it is given and emphasized so much. What was your question?
And this parana, how generally it is calculated? Sometimes it's 10 o'clock, sometimes it's just 2 minutes. I mean, any.
There's an astrology question. We'll do it separately. Maybe I can just speak about that. This thing. Yeah. Recently, in one lecture in Rampalli, I gave so many details about Ekādaśī fasting, why, and also, Ekādaśī-vrata. I spoke some details, but I'll give a separate class on that. That why, sometimes it is less, sometimes it is more. Yeah.
Because I heard just before sunrise in Brahma Muhurta only, they actually take the fast and do the parana. It's like that. When sunrise happens, that time actually they do. And we see till 10 o'clock it is there.
It is there. Yes. And sometimes I told, no, there will be 2 days and 3rd day this thing is there. So many calculations are there. We will come back to this question because rest of the time is not sufficient for this thing. Okay. Nityapaprasya rajarshihi chintayam manasachutam pratyachasta kurushrestha vijagamanameva saha. So iti apaha prasya rajarshi. That rajarshi spoke like this, and then he took water. Apaha prasya means taking water. Chintayan manasa achyutam. By remembering Lord Kṛṣṇa, he was taking the water, and then he was waiting for Durvasa to come back. Here Kurushrestha means Parikshit Maharaj. The story is told to him. Durvasa yamunakulat kritva vashyaka agataha Rajñā vinanditastasya Bubude chestitam dhiya. He completed all his Nitya karma, Madhyahnika karma, and then keeps it. So Prabhupada said it's noon. So we understand that almost till noon it was there. So Durvasa returned. That means Parana time is over by the time he returned. So when it is before it is over, he took water. After that also he didn't come. So he came much late. And we don't know whether he did Parana or not, Durvasa Muni. The king received him well, offering all respects. But Durvasa Muni, by his mystic power, could understand that King Ambariṣa had drunk water without his permission. So he knows that he has taken water without giving this, without offering me first. Yeah. See, he actually served many brahmanas before. He came when they have already finished. Yeah. But he is feeling that without giving me, he took. Yeah. Manyuna prachalat gatro Bhurukuti kutilananaha Bhubukchitas sutaram Kritāñjalim abhāṣata. Durvasa Muni is hungry. That means he didn't break his fast. Maybe he would have taken some water. Yeah. Still hungry. Durvasa Muni. His body trembling. His face curved. And his eyebrows crooked in a frown. Angrily spoke as follows to King Ambariṣa, who stood before him with folded hands. So became so angry just by looking at him. He understood that he already took water. And now he is talking to him. See this. Aho asya nృశంసస్య శ్రియోన్మత్తస్య పశ్యత ధర్మవ్యతిక్రమం విష్ణో అభక్తస్యేషమానినః. Alas, just see the behavior of this cruel man, nృశంసస్య. He is not a devotee of Lord Viṣṇu, abhaktasya. Being proud of his material opulence, Sriyonamattasya, and his position, he considers himself God. Isha Maninaha. Just see how he has transgressed the laws of religion. He is actually scolding him with, first thing he said, Nృశంసః, you are cruel. He took some water, that's all. And then Sriyonamattasya, you are proud of your opulence. And he is saying that, Abhaktasya, you are not a devotee. You didn't wait. Isha Maninaha. You think that you are the Supreme Lord. For Galidya, for like Dharma Vyatikramam also. See how Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is all actually negative. The same things he says that. Nru means, Nru, anybody knows? Nru means what? Huh? Nru means man. Yeah. Nrupati means king. Yeah. Nృశంస means cruelty. Yeah. That means worldly man's symptom or something like that. But Shem also means appreciation. Nృశంసం means appreciation by the citizens. Nృశంsasya means one is glorified by his citizens. He took the meaning. And then he says Shriya Unmatta. He says one who is indifferent to the opulence. It's not that one who is proud of opulence, one who is indifferent to the opulence. Shriya Unmattasya, he says. And then he says Abhaktasya. He is not devotee of the Lord, but he is a devotee of the devotees. Yeah. So he is like, what we say in this thing, he is Dasanudas. Yeah. Kṛṣṇa also says, no, those who say my devotees are not my devotees. Those say my devotees are my devotees. Here Abhakta means not directly the Supreme Lord's devotee, but is the devotee of the devotees, because there are so many people. And then he says Isha Maninaha. Maninaha means one who considers. Yeah. Isha Maninaha means two meanings. One who considers himself as God. Another meaning is Isha Maninaha, one who accepts the authority of the Lord. Isha Maninaha. Like that. The same thing, that is what we, in that, that's why Bhagavatam, when it is told that in Bhagavatam, Prema Varshakṣarayate is there. Every single verse of Bhagavatam is Prema Varshakṣara. So that's how he interprets. Prabhupada is explaining the same thing. By all the, Nru means by all the local people. And that Shamshasya means of whose character was glorified. Yeah, like that. Same thing. Yo mamatithi mayatam Ātityena nimantrya cha Adatva bhuktavamstasya Sadhyaste darshaye phalam. Maharaja Ambariṣa, you have invited me to eat as a guest, but instead of feeding me, you yourself have eaten first. Because of your misbehavior, I shall show you something to punish you. He was so angry with him. He was telling that I will punish you for this mistake of yours. You invited me as a guest, but instead of feeding me, yourself have eaten first. What we are supposed to do? We will invite the guest for lunch. They don't turn up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. What we will do? Silently eat. Yeah. So, but in Vedic culture is that we are not supposed to take till the time on this thing. At the same time, when you are that guest, don't behave like ghosts. Go on time and be there. Yeah. And one more important thing is that whenever someone devotee invites, we always think that it's only for prasadam. That's why people only come at the time of prasadam, generally. They'll say when they'll just give timing like, there is 7 o'clock Kirtan, 7:45 Prasadam. People are only there at 7:45. That is this thing. Ultimately, when we meet devotees, first thing is that we glorify the Lord and then we take Prasadam. But the first part is missing, including Guru Puja also. That thing. We thought that we will keep the Prasadam first and then class so that everybody can do peacefully. Now what happens in Guru Puja time, people were taking Prasadam. Yeah, that is what is happening. Evam bruvana utkritya jatam rosha pradipitaha tayasa nirmametasmai krityam kalana lopamam. As Durvasa Muni said, his face became red with anger. Uprooting a bunch of hair from his head, just one actually took, he created a demon. Demon's name is Kritya, resembling the blazing fire of devastation to punish Maharaja Ambariṣa for such a small mistake. Only two people in Bhagavatam is very special. One is Shrungi, other is Durvasa. For a small mistake, they were giving big punishment. Yeah. So he immediately created that demons. Kritya, to kill. Tamapatantim jvalatim asihastam padabhuvam vepayantim samudviksha nachachala padanrupaha. So that Kritya is coming and it is blazing. Yeah. He folded his hands and then he was simply watching, did not even move. He did not even move even slightly from his position. He didn't put even a single step. That's what it happened. Yeah. He was watching. Now, question. If this problem comes to us, what we are supposed to do? Don't follow Ambarish. Run away. Because we are not in that. Yeah. And don't imitate like this thing. If we know that there is a problem happening, run away from there, because we should not imitate the Mahabhagavata devotees. Yeah.
Sudarshan is not with us.
Sudarshan is not with us. Yeah, it is. He is there. He is here. That is true. But we should not take for granted the Lord's mercy. Yeah, Lord takes care and let Him reveal His plan. You don't have your plan that when Lord will protect you, how He will protect you. Prabhupada is telling important point. Narayana para sarve nakutaschana bibhyati. A pure devotee of Narayana is never afraid of any material danger. There are many examples. He's talking about Prahlad Maharaja. And in fact, in one verse here, Ambarīṣa Mahārāja is compared to one personality. He's like that. Here, when he was not moved, he is compared to Prahlada. Pragdishtam brutya raksayam Purushena Mahatmana Dadaha krityam tam chakram Kriddahimiva pavakaha. As fire in the forest immediately burns to ashes, an angry snake. Kriddahimiva pavakaha. So by the previous order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushena Mahatmana, his disc, the Sudarshana Chakra, immediately burned to ashes the created demon to protect the Lord's devotee. So Kritya is dead, Ambariṣa is saved. So only interval here, the story is over. But then now it's the Durvasa story now. Tad abhidhavat udviksha svaprayasam cha nishphalam Durvasa dudruve bhito dikshu prana paripsaya. Durvasa was shocked. It never happened anything like that. He cursed many people in the past. Some of them are devotees also. Yeah, but it never happened. Now the chakra came. So he was very frightened. He was watching, then the chakra is chasing him. Then he started running in all the directions to save his life. There is one person, like, is very good in running. Who is that person? Indra. Kṛṣṇa is there, of course. Kṛṣṇa is also ran from Mathura to Hyderabad. One time when Kala Yavana was actually chasing him. No, he is in Mathura only. After that Kala Yavana thing only, they will go to Dwaraka. Just before, he sent the family. He sent the family, but they are still in Mathura. Yeah, at that time, Kala Yavana comes. Mathura to here, Anantagiri. Yeah, Mathura to Hyderabad. So Kṛṣṇa is also great runner. I am not talking about Kṛṣṇa. In Ramayana, Sugriva. Why Sugriva is so good in running? Because he was afraid of falling. He was always going far away, and he knows all the geography. Like if you go there, this will be there. If you go there, he only tells to everybody, to others, like all the Vanaras. Because out of fear for his brother, he was actually hiding in all corners like that. Now Durvasa started running. Yeah. Tamanvadhavat bhagavat rathangam Davagni ruddhuta shiko yathahim Tadhanu shaktam munirikshamano Guham vivikshu prasasara mero. So just like how much snake can run when there is a forest fire, similarly Sudarshan is like forest fire and Durvasa is like a snake. He was almost, Sudarshan is touching him, and he ran swiftly, and then he entered in the cave in Sumeru mountain, but really it didn't help. Disho na bhaksmam vivaran samudram Lokan sapalam tridivam gatassaha Yato dhavati tatra Sudarshanam dushprasaham dadarsha. Just to protect himself, he was fleeing everywhere in the sky, on the surface of the earth, in the caves, oceans, different planets, and the rulers of the planets were also watching. They were not able to do anything, and he went to even Tridivam, heavenly planets, but wherever he went, this chakra is following. Unbearable fire of the Sudarshan chakra, he was not able to tolerate. Then finally he landed in Brahma Loka. Alabdhanatassa sada kutaschit Santrasta chittoranamesha manaha Devam virincham samagadvidhataha Prahyatmayo no jita tejaso mam Alabdhanatha, he could not find any Natha who can protect him. He couldn't find any shelter. Santrasta chittaha, he is really nervous. And then he went to Lord Brahma. Devam virincham vidhata. He told, oh my Lord, oh Lord Brahma, trahi, kindly protect me from blazing Sudarshan chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ajita Tejasa. Ajita is Supreme Lord. Ajita Tejasa is the Sudarshan chakra. So he was pleading Lord Brahma. See what Brahma told to Durvasa. Shri Brahmo Vacha Sthanam Madiyam Saha Vishwameta Kridavasane Dviparardha Sanye Brubhanga matre nahi sandhi daksho Kalatmano yasya tiro bhavishyati Aham bhavo daksha bhrugu pradhana Prajesh भूतेश सुरेश मुख्या सर्वे वयं यन्नियमं प्रपन्ना मूर्धन्यार्पितं लोकहितं वहामः. He is telling that at the end of Dviparartha, at the end of two Pararthas, my lifetime is over. When the pastimes of the Lord come to an end, Lord Viṣṇu, by a flick of his eyebrows, vanquishes the entire universe, including our place of residence. And he is telling that either me or Lord Shiva, as well as Daksha, Bhrigu, and all the great saints, everybody is, they all are gone. He is telling, all of us surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Viṣṇu, bowing our heads to carry out his orders for the benefit of all living entities. That means when my lifetime is over, this entire Brahmanda and all these people are not there. Like no, there the Shiva we are talking about is the Rudra. All their this thing is completed, and everybody will go in the body of the Karanodakashayi Viṣṇu. So we don't have power to stop the Supreme Lord's these things. We are all temporary. He just raises his eyebrows. Done. We are. That's what he's telling. Pratyakhyāto virinchena Viṣṇu chakropatapitaha Durvāsa sharanam yātaha Sarvam Kailasavasinam. Sarva means Lord Shiva, Kailasavasi. When Durvāsa, who was greatly afflicted by the blazing fire of the Sudarshan Chakra, was thus refused by Lord Brahma, he tried to take shelter of Lord Shiva, who always resides on his planet known as Kailasa. Okay, from Brahmaloka he ran to Kailasa, anticipating Lord Shiva will protect. See what Lord Shiva is telling. Shri Shankara Uvacha Vayam natata prabhavama bhumni. What is the meaning of Tata? Huh? My dear son. Tata means boy. Naina antanga Telugulo. Because his son, no? He's telling. Vayam natata prabhavama bhumni. Yasmin parenyepya jajiva kosha. Bhavanti kalena bhavanti hidrisha. Sahasraso yatra vayam brahmamaha. Lord Shiva said, my dear son, I, Lord Brahma, and the other demigods who rotate within this universe under the misconception of your greatness cannot exhibit any power to compete the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for innumerable universes and their inhabitants come into the existence and are annihilated by the simple direction of the Lord. We cannot stop the Supreme Lord. Now, the one who wants to punish you is the Supreme Lord. So, we will not be able to protect you. This is what Lord Shiva says. And then one more statement he says. Aham samat sanat kumarascha Narado bhagavanajaha Kapilo pantaratamo Devalo dharma asurihi Marichi pramukaschanye Siddhesha paradharshana Vidamanavayam sarve Yan mayaya-vrata Tasya vishveshwarasyedam Shastram durvisaham hinaha Tameva sharanam yahi Haristesham vidhasyati. Past, present and future are known to me. Lord Shiva, Sanat Kumara, Narada, the most revered Lord Brahma, Kapila, Apantaratama means Lord Vyasadeva, Devala, Yamaraja, Asuri, Marichi, and many saintly persons headed by him, as well as many others who have achieved perfection. Nonetheless, because we are covered by the illusory energy of the Lord, we cannot understand how expansive that illusory energy is. You should simply approach that Supreme Personality of Godhead to get relief. For this Sudarshan Chakra is intolerable even to us. Go to Lord Viṣṇu. He will certainly be kind enough to bestow all good fortune upon you. So he gave advice. You should go to Vaikunta. We'll stop here. Anybody has any questions, comments? Apantaratama is translated here as Veda Vyasa. Anyone else? Yes, Dirshan Prabhu.
Thank you for our class. In the starting, you told that regarding the truthfulness, Lord Shiva got pleased by the truthfulness. So, but how we can apply that in our life? Like, because here, if we become too much truthful, then it's like you don't know how to live the material life.
If you know too much truthful, we don't know how to live in material life. Yeah. So how to apply speaking truth, the principle of speaking truth. The Shastra says, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara. Veda statement. One should speak truth and one should follow Dharma. One should practice Dharma. That is a general principle. But when we are dealing with, in material world, some kind of diplomacy is okay. For example, Srila Prabhupada says few things. Number one, he says Vaishyas, they can lie sometimes when they are selling things. They will say, I am giving the best price to you. They will tell it to every customer. That is a part of your job. Yeah. So that is allowed. Similarly, Shukracharya tells some free advice to Bali Maharaj. You say sometimes we can lie. He says that when we are dealing with women, we can lie. Like we'll say, like women also sometimes, you are the most beautiful. Yeah, everybody says. Or at the time of, I'll come in 5 minutes, like that. Or like, sometimes in marriages, they'll say, parents will say, my son is as good as, Ram, Lord Ram. They'll say, it's okay, it's allowed. So in times of marriage and then dealing with women and few other places, he says, list. That time one can lie. But the general principle is not there. General principle is not to lie. So one has to be this thing. And how, when we have to speak truth, how this truth should be spoken also Shastra says, Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. If you want to take the truth, tell in a pleasant way. But some truths we cannot tell present way. Bhagavad Gita also says, one nice shloka, Bhagavad Gita is there. Anybody knows? Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyahitam chayet swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. It says, what is the austerity of speech is that there are many things are there. One of them is one should speak truth. Truth should be pleasant. But if we are going to tell anybody that everybody is going to die, that's it. They will not take it. That is truth, but people cannot accept that thing. So, we have to speak the truth to our well-wishers. We have to have adhikar to speak the truth also to this thing. I remember there is one person who shared his story with me. One of his friends died in a road accident in the month of Shravan on a Friday. That generally celebrates Shravan Shukruvar. His wife is performing puja at home. And this man had to tell her that your husband is no more. And he was telling me, whatever he was going through on this thing. It is truth. Finally, you have to tell her. At the same time, we have to see. It's not like on call and say, your husband is no more. Like we are bringing the dead body or something like that. They brought everything. In fact, they kept in the next street till she completes this thing. They gave some time to her to do this thing. And we also, when we had to communicate something to one Mataji when her husband passed away, we ensured that first she takes some prasadam, some water, something after, because once she comes to know for a few days, she may not even want to eat. That's what happened. So we didn't tell her, we gave her prasadam and everything. After some time, when some of us went and told this is what it is. So it is truth only, but you have to be very careful on how we communicate truth. Yeah. Material world, diplomacy is required. Few examples I told. So it's not like a one way of doing things. It's like different this thing. Last question, Jyoti Prabhu.
In Chaitanya Leela, Haridas Thakur was like ordered by the Mohammedan king to meet him in the marketplaces. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with Sudarshan Chakra,
Yeah.
punished the beaters. But Haridas Thakur's prayers are mentioned there that they do not know what they are doing. Please do not. Like the people who are beating the servants of the king. Haridas Thakur says that he is praying that constantly, though they do not know what they are doing. Please do not punish them like that. He is constantly praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So similarly, just want to know whether Ambarīṣa Mahārāja pray to stop the Sudarshan Chakra from.
That is there. Actually, he didn't know. Because Durvasa started running, what happened to him? He was waiting for Durvasa to come back to take prasadam for one whole full year. In fact, his plan was to do vrata only 1 year in Vrindavan. It became 2 years now. That next year, he was actually waiting one entire year fast. It said that he was only drinking water. And then finally, he only prays to Sudarshan Chakra to calm down. Then it happened. He also prayed. Just.
When he prayed to Sudarshana to stop, Sudarshana doesn't listen. Then he says, if I have sincerely worshipped Vishnu, then Sudarshana will
Correct.
stop.
Very good point. She gets so many prayers, and one of the last few prayers is this, that if I have always followed dharma, not only me, my Vamsha, if I have devotion for Vishnu, it is true, then you stop. He says that. Sudarshana didn't listen, that's correct. He still want to punish. Finally, when he said that, he calmed down and he went away. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. At the same time, this principle, we have to apply properly. Semikrishi says to Shrungi, one verse, Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta kshipta hata api nasya tat pratikurvanti tadbhaktaha prabhavopihi. He says, Tiraskrita, even one is rejected, vipralabdha, one is cheated, shapta, one is cursed, kshipta, one is attacked, injured, hata api, even one is killed. Nasya tat pratikurvanti tadbhakta prabhavopihi. A devotee of Vishnu will not counter that. That is a general statement. Don't apply that wrongly. Aggressor should be punished. Like now, if you apply this to Pakistan, gone. Yeah. That is what happened to Dalai Lama. Has no home and no address. He's in India. Yeah. In his, he doesn't even have a home. He's just staying in somebody else's home. Like that.
That discretion, where to apply, where not to apply, how we will attain.
That is buddhi given for all human beings by the Supreme Lord. Yeah. So, if one is not able to apply that discretion, means probably, yeah, you are not utilizing your human form of life properly. Buddhi is given at a higher degree to all human beings. Yes. It's up to them how they want to do this thing and take. It is there.
Yeah, just what to add on this. It is my understanding, I can be wrong, please correct me. Like, I think that when a person is on the bodily platform, at that time this principle of aggression we have to attack, then we have to apply. But when a person has transcended the three modes of material nature and is beyond this body, then I think
Prabhupada very clearly told. Prabhupada transcended three modes. When it comes to Pakistan issue, I read the last time when I gave a class that we should punish, we should attack. It is there. So, following dharma and fighting based on the principles of dharma is applicable to everybody. Normal people do it as swadharma. Great people also do it because it sets an example. That's what Kṛṣṇa tells to Arjuna. Even if you are a great Jnani, still you should fight to set as an example, because whatever a great man does, common people will do. They do it. So then there's no fighting in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever Arjuna told is right only, right? He was telling, no, this thing, let's not do. Let's not kill relatives, cannot enjoy this, or whatever. We'll incur sin, all that. But it happened. See, very simple. When some personal harm happens to us we can tolerate. The moment they are attacking this thing, other devotees and other things, we should not. When they do any harm to us, we should not retaliate unnecessarily. If they continue like that to other people also, definitely we have to respond. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.